Hey friends, welcome to another class, and in today's class we are going to talk about something very profound, very beautifully, and it starts off with this statement. Success is my responsibility. Whose responsibility? Exactly, my responsibility. Thank you. So, let's start with this very funny video that I want to show it to you.
Hey, aren't we all in the same English course?
Oh yeah, how's it going?
Not bad, except I sometimes have trouble with my grammar, isn't it? I mean, sometimes I perfect, but other times I don't, won't they?
See, I'm all right with my grandma. My problem is spilling. I can't spill to save my loaf.
Yeah?
Yeah, after relying on spell chalk on my computer.
Well, look at it this way. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't eat it too. You know what I'm saying?
No, not really.
I think that she sometimes has trouble mixing metaphors, aren't she?
Yeah. Sorry, you guys. I'm always crying over spilled chickens before they're hatched.
It's all right for you all. I've got a very small vocabulary.
What's that like?
It's all right for you all. I've got a very small vocabulary.
That's okay. I have problems with my emphasis.
Your emphasis?
Yes, my emphasis on different parts of the sentences. In my job, that can cause a lot of awkwardness.
What do you do?
I'm a speech therapist.
A peach therapist that can't spike properly. Surprised your boss hasn't sucked you.
It's all right for you all. I've got a very small vocabulary.
Can I make a suggestion? Why don't you purchase a dictionary? You'll save yourself a lot of embarrassment.
I tell you what, why doesn't we all try studying together, isn't it? How doesn't next week sound, didn't we?
Great idea.
Fabulous.
Yeah, you give him an inch, it's worth two in the bush.
It's all right for you all. I've got...
Shut up, isn't it?
Gets me every time, isn't it funny? So, whose responsibility is it, friends, that your speech, your language, your thinking, right, your mindset, your perception, and everything in your life, right, everything that's happening around you right now, right, you may not be at fault. My teacher teach me this one time. He said, Jason, it might not be your fault that the car hits you. It might not be your fault. The fault is in the driver's fault that they lost control. But Jason, it is your responsibility to avoid crossing the road when it's not a green man. It's your responsibility to check for oncoming traffic. And I was profoundly awakened by that teaching from one of my teacher. This one was from a China teacher. So one thing and first thing, you have to take responsibility for everything that is happening in your life. My mother used to say, how can that be my fault? How can I say it's not your fault, ma? It's your it is within our responsibility that this happened, and because of the way we behave and the way we act, it causes a reaction from the opposite party, right? So I want to introduce to you this story, and this story is about the wolf. And so there was this old grandpa who is teaching the grandson about life, and the what happened is, it says that there's a fight. There's always a fight. There's always a fight that's going inside of him, and it's very, very terrible. It's always clashing. It says that then he told him that one is evil, angry all the time, envy, sorrow, regret, full of greed, arrogant, self pity, with lots of guilt, resentment, a sense of inferiority, lying all the time, with a false pride, with a false sense of superiority, with lots of self doubt, and a tremendous negative ego. Then there's the other one. The other one is good. The other one is with joy, with peace, with love, with hope, with serenity, with humility, with kindness, with benevolence, with empathy, with generosity, with truth, with compassion, and with faith. Now, my little boy, the same fight is going on inside of you and inside every other person too. And the grandson asks, so, Grandpa, which wolf is gonna win? And the grandpa simply said, son, the one you feed. Now, this story has profoundly impacted myself and a lot of people around the world as well. And it's really about our responsibility, our life right now, wherever situation you are in, whether it is something that you are unhappy about, happy about, and things like that. Everything is about, everything is what we created. The wolf that we feed over the last 10, 20, 30 years has created a situation where we created and we triggered other people to behave the way they do. There are unresolved wounds inside of us that we are unable to resolve, and therefore leading us to do the things that were triggered. Visha Lakhiani, the founder of My Valley, teach this before. Hurt people, hurt people. Where people are hurt, they hurt people. And nowadays, when people hurt me, I try to remember these teachings, because if not, I think with the amount of people that create frustrations in our life, I think we will go and we will be crazy. So, um, the essence of the message of how do you actually then, what kind of wolf do you want to fit, right? All those are the attributes that you want to focus on. But also importantly, I want to share with you and this concept, right? It's called the orbit. All right, I try to turn it around and things like that, but this is a famous teaching, especially sometimes in the very high executive and corporate world. And if you ever want to rise up in society and status, know that the higher upper echelon society is always looking at whoever they interact with, which section do they belong to. Leaders are usually where? Above the line, you're right. And where are all the victims and where are all the people who have not been successful in life, right? They are not above the line. So the people who are above the line, they talk with ownership, they talk with accountability, and they talk with responsibility. They do not blame, they do not try to find excuses, they do not try to deny or justify that it's not their fault. Okay, they find solutions, they find ways. Yes, it can be frustrating at times, not being understood and things like that. However, the truth is, but leaders at the end of the day, they take ownership of the situation. They're always accountable to themselves and their actions and their values and their reasons. They always take responsibility, right? None of the corporate big billionaires that you witness stay that way, right? Without living above the line. Okay. Some people might get up there by luck, by chance, by opportunity, but however, there is also a situation where they do not actually stay there, even though they got up there. So, with that being said, then after that, the people who are below the line, they speak with all, they speak with all this, they speak with from the you, they speak from being childlike, feeling out of control, ignore, and they do a wait and see attitude. They say it's not my job, and and then after that, they have no initiative in the things they do. Okay. However, people who actually live above the line, they don't speak from the fact that, oh, you caused this, do that, right? They say things like, okay, how can I help, right? So they are being the adult, so to speak. Okay. There are children who are younger, and they are being more adult than people who are older, isn't it? So they take control. They take control of the situation by taking responsibility. They see it, do it, and they own it. So from today onwards, what I want you to do is try to live above the line. Now, there are things that and situations that might not be your fault. I agree. I deeply empathize to it. I sympathize to your frustrations and I can relate to your struggles. However, if we truly want to live a successful life, not just a life of money, but also a life of meaning, then isn't it true that a life of blame, a life of justifying excuses, a life of complaint is not really where we want to be, isn't it? So, so these are the well moves. And this well move, it's important that you kind of like possibly, if it's possible, print it out, and also at the same time look at it daily. This is something that's very powerful, very profound, and these are all the principles of wealth that a lot of people who are rich, wealthy, and they stay that way. Important keyword is they stay rich and wealthy. Everyone has a roller coaster, but these are the same principles that got them back up after they went down. Now, a big part of the exercise that we will do in a while is this topic of perception. And I have been my downs before. However, this word perception really changes everything. You know, you can look at it as a mistake, or you can look at it as a tuition. You can look at it as a blame, or you can look at it as a learning opportunity. It's really, our perception really shapes everything after that. However, what forms our perception is the emotional wounds that we hold inside of us. Now, there's a lot of workshops out there, seminars out there, programs out there that helps you resolve your unresolved wounds from your childhood, from your past, and things like that. I personally have been to quite a few, and it is up to you yourself to go and resolve it, because that actually forms our perception around the world. Because if you lived around the trash can and you live around the rubbish dump, you can't help but to see everything around you as rubbish. Even the best of gold bars will be seen as a dirt, and there's no value to it, right? So it's really about cleaning up your inner world. You're cleaning up your inside of you, that really changes your perception of the world. In the past, I was a grumpy old kid, right? If you heard my stories, I was grumpy, I was shut down and everything. I hated the world, man. I hated it. I hated how everyone tells me I am a good for nothing, useless, and potentially gonna be the first person, because in my school days, everyone see me as the first person to fail in life, right? But those very same group of people got married, got miserable, right? Got kids, and I mean, even despite so, they might be married, they might be living in a condominium, but they were miserable, right? They got married, they got kids and everything, but yet they live miserable, right? With misery. Talking about divorce, right? And yet, 10, 20 years ago, they were the same person who looked down on me, saying that I'm the last guy to succeed. But today, I'm grateful that I become who I am today, and I learned all this while they are still trying to find their way out, right? And sometimes when I meet them, it really frustrates the hell out of me, because I have all these answers, I give it to them, and they're like, you know what, forget it, I don't want to learn. And if you're one of those friends, but you're learning this right now, I want to pat you on the shoulder, on the back. You know who I'm talking about, and you might be one of those in the past. I apologize if you feel offended by what I just shared, but I am so grateful and appreciative that you are here. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm so happy that you are here too, right? So, with that being said, the whole important idea is that I just want to encourage you to really resolve your old wounds, because that will change your perception. Okay. Now, then after which I want to talk to you about the ones in the middle. Okay. The ones in the middle, what do I mean? What I mean is that this middle one is very, very powerful. Now, the surrounding one, as you can see, is a frame of everything around you that you need to kind of have, right? These are, if you remember, there's a 30 reasons of failure, right? And this is the polar opposite, okay? And what I found is a life of meaning and money, with income and inspiration, with influence as well, and is a life of impact on all these attributes that really impact the people around you, that they want to hang out around you with, okay? So, in the middle is what I want to talk to you about. Very importantly, from the bottom up, okay? From the bottom up, everyone who is very successful with a lot of money, right? They actually serves a need in their product services, in their own branding, personal brand, personal skills. For example, my program, right? I don't want to talk about other things except my program, because I know my program the best, right? My program serves the need of people who cannot talk, people who were once like me, who who didn't know what to say when they receive objections. They don't know what's the follow-up statement, right? For example, when people say it's too expensive, what do you say next? I don't know, right? When I was young. So my program serves that need. Every successful business, every successful individual, what I found is there is three governing things that makes them really successful. One is the need for what they do, right? If there's no need for what they do, what they sell, what they talk about, even if they are the prettiest influencer, there's no income. Okay, so then the next thing I want to talk about is skills, right? After you have identified, now you might be just a salesperson right now. Then if you're a salesperson, the need for your product is very important. You need to question yourself back on the level of need in the product that you are selling. Okay. If you're still selling things that people don't need, then it's no wonder why your income don't cannot go up, right? So as most of you might know by now, I am a seller. I am a salesperson, and I'm a leader and a building of DoTerra, right? In the last 8 years, I've been involved with DoTerra. I've been used their product. I got lucky. I got a under me. There's 2,000 of them, and we have been able to impact thousands of family globally. It's not my 1% effort, right? However, there's a need for doTERRA and the wellness product. There's a need for the health to improve, okay? And my skills happen to tie up and pair up with the need, and I got lucky with one of the most amazing leader in my organization with the whole of doTERRA, who has helped thousands of people, right? And that one skill, as a leader, as a salesperson, got me that lucky, right? Now, however, but the truth is that the skills of this skill is not just a salesperson skill. See, the first principle is that you gotta have a need for what you do, right? So with doTERRA, with health, wellness, and everything, whatever you're selling, you need to look at what is the need, what is the level of need, okay? Now, second is the skill, the ability to do what you do, right? The skill set to do what you do, your ability to execute those skills, and go and improve your skills. For example, if you're a seller, a promoter, a salesperson, your selling skill has to be there. Even if the product that even if it's a product that is going to be very high need, high desire, but your skills and your ability is not quite there, and you are unable to sell the product, you are unable to talk, then chances are you can't and you cannot sell the product. So therefore, your income is always going to be stuck. The third thing I want to introduce to you is the word called tools. This one profoundly changed my awareness, career, and direction in life, because in the past, until I learned this concept, I didn't know this, and at the end of the day, I just keep trying and trying without looking at tools to help me succeed faster. Today, we have a lot of tools available, but we don't know yet. So you need to have tools at your disposal, at your disposal, and find out what tools can help you succeed a lot faster. And I put a tick there. It's not a tick. It's actually called leverage. The word leverage. You need to have tools to deliver leverage, to actually create leverage in your life, that you can use 10% of effort to create 200% of result. All right, tools exist to help you achieve leverage. Remember that. Now, the fourth thing is circle. You know by now that I'm a big advocate of circle. And circle changes my life. Circle will change your life too. You need to be in the right circle. And circle, another word, is actually environment. And what do I mean by environment? Environment means that when I have the word environment, if let's say you are in China, okay, and you desperately try to succeed as speaking in Tamil, or in Russia, or in Japanese, what are the chances of you succeeding? Very, very little, isn't it? So the teaching in this, right, is that the circle determines your success and failure in life. At the same time, even if you are Indian in China, but because of the environment, you will be forced to speak Mandarin and succeed very fast, because your entire society and circle and environment is all Mandarin speaking. you cannot succeed in Tamil, therefore you will succeed in Mandarin very, very fast. And little by little, lo and behold, you might even speak better Mandarin than most other in Chinese, right? So circle determines an environment, defines your destiny, right? And finally, at the top of the whole chain is the word mentor. Remember, I'm not the only teacher that you can learn from. I am only good in certain areas of my life, and I refuse to do anything I am not good at. So I am only good at certain areas, and you need to find out what are the areas that you need help with, and find different teachers, mentors, guides, coach, and circles to help you achieve all the different successes you want in your life. All right. Now, in the next few slides, I want to share with you about perception and how powerful it is. All right. So the rest of the item, you need to work on them. Quite enough, quite simply explainable, isn't it? Huh? Okay. So now, oh yeah, your homework on this one is to, if potentially, if you are okay to print it out, go ahead and print this out. Okay. So go ahead and print it out, and make sure you look at it daily. Whenever you face situation, look at it on a daily basis. If you don't like the design, don't like the reason, and you can just go and write it out, design your own. If you love the design I've done for you, then go ahead go ahead and print it out, look at it daily. All right. Now, so here's some games and exercise. Which is darker, do you think? Left or right? One or two? Now, if you say the one on the right, you are right. But if you say one on the left, I don't think you can say that. Okay. I mean, I'm talking about the blue squares. All right. Which one is darker? If you say the one on the right, absolutely correct. However, I want you to take a piece of paper and cover up both sides, each one at a time. And if you will notice, they are actually the same color. Now, how about this? Which one is smaller? From the look of it, which one do you think is smaller? Left or right? Right? As you can imagine by now, it's actually the same size. But isn't it true that you will see one smaller than the other? That's a power of perception. Let's play more games. Which one is longer? Which one is longer? Now, I know that intellectually by now you will want to challenge and you want to say the sensible answer. But please practice. Like see for yourself, like really answer is the back one, isn't it? The behind line is the longer one, isn't it? And yes, it is the same line. But why is it that we're seeing it longer? What about this? Which one is shorter? The one on the front, isn't it? And yes, they are the same line. Okay. And then after that, which one is shorter? The one nearer to us, isn't it? Okay. So that's the power of perception. You see, the power of perception, and you have to use it to advantage in terms of sales and presentation, selling and closing, and because your prospect will feel the same. But at the same time, I want you to be able to understand that you actually hold a certain perception in your life that can be easily shaped by the environment, easily shaped by just a play and trickery of the boxes, the shading and things like that. Okay, and there's a big power of words. Okay, the power of words. Okay, look at this. I want you to see two humans, see two humans, see two humans, see two people, see two persons, see two humans. Can you see it now? Great. Can you see it? If not, let's try that again. See two humans, see two humans, see two noses, see two noses, see two persons, see two person, two person, two person, two person. Great. You see that? Amazing. Now I want you to see a cup, 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 a black cup, a black cup, a cup, a cup, cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Isn't it fun? Now that's the power of words, right? Later on, and you will learn about the power of words, the alignment, the message to market, and this is why words plays a powerful part in your selling process. Okay, so all this are interesting, right? Let's play one more. What do you see here? A young lady. Do you see a young lady? A young lady, 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 Now, do you see a old woman? A old woman looking down? A old woman looking down? A old woman looking down? An old woman looking down. Do you see a duck? A duck? A duck? A duck? 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 A duck? 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 A duck? A duck looking to the left? 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 Duck looking to the left? Now, do you see a rabbit looking to the right? 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 Rabbit? 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 Do you see that? It's funny how with just the power of voice and vocal and words, I can adjust what you see on the screen even though it doesn't change, isn't it? So in terms of a selling and presentation, here's the point I'm trying to make. In terms of selling and presentation, your words plays a part. How you dressed up, how you play a part, how you be relevant to the words you say, absolutely play a part in your closing process. That's why in the beginner's class, I teach you that 5 shifts, right? The first one is to be relevant. The second one is to be credible. The third one is to be prepared. The fourth one is to, what's the fourth one again? Fourth one is to have leverage. And then after that, the fifth one is to not be ignorant. Are you glad you're here? All right. So, so one more slide, one more activity, and this module is done. So let's play again, okay? I want you to see the train, follow my voice, and it's coming towards you, coming towards you, coming towards you, coming towards you, towards you, towards you. It's coming towards you. Now it's going away, going away, going away, going away, going, 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 going inside the tunnel, going more and more, going, going, going. Now it's coming back again, coming, 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 coming. All right, so you can play these kind of games with your kids, your loved ones, your children, and everything. And then after that, I hope you have fun with this module, and you have a little bit different mindset about and a clear definition. All right, I'll see you in the next class. Bye.